global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. Some few hours ago, the news went viral, reported by Sahara reporters that something sinister was going on, that the issue of a panel sitting, special panel being set up by the appeal court president was secretly being dissolved by the FCT minister. Of course, the FCT minister, allegedly so by Sahara reporters anyway, but of course the FCT minister and his media aid have not responded to all of this. Right now, questions are being asked. A lot of Nigerians are reacting. And this is what is going on right now, as many questions begging for answers. But before we go into the news proper, kindly subscribe to our channel. Now, recently, controversies have surrounded the FCT minister Nyesom Wike's initiative to construct houses for judges in Abuja. Critics argue that the move is politically motivated, while Wike insists it aligns with national development goals and respect for the judiciary. Now, in response to the allegations, Wike dismissed claims of political maneuvering and clarified that the project was approved through proper channels. Now, this is what he said, word for word. He said it was approved by Mr. President. It was sent to the National Assembly in the 2024 budget. It was in that budget that there should be construction of justices' quarters. Wike further explained that the initiative aims to provide a secure and dignified environment for members of the judiciary, aligning with broader efforts to support national institutions. Wike's Greek gift to the judges is an attempt to hijack and pocket the judiciary. It was never part of his responsibility to do such a thing, a known analyst said. And this, we're going to give you full details of who's talking. That's the PDP chieftain David Itokba dismissed Wike's justification, calling the initiatives a Greek gift intending to manipulate the judiciary. Now, it's David now that is talking, but let's continue with the news anyway. He now said, Wike's Greek gift to the judges is an attempt to hijack and pocket the judiciary. It was never part of his responsibility to do such a thing. If judges needed houses, cars, or other amenities, the Tinubu-led federal government would have communicated with the Senate and made it a national obligation through the National Judicial Council, he said. Now, Itokpa urged the federal government to ensure transparency and follow due process, emphasizing that any support for the judiciary must come through established frameworks rather than personal initiatives. Now, in a trending interview, of course, Dele Momodu had claimed that Wike is yet to recover from his defeat in the 2022 PDP presidential primaries. He added that Atiku Abubakar's victory in the PDP primaries with 371 votes left Wike really disappointed, contributing to the party's defeat in the 2023 presidential election. A lot of reactions, of course, have trailed this, but let's find out really what some of our senior advocates are saying concerning this same issue of judiciary. Now, human rights lawyer Mr. Falana, that's Femi Falana, senior advocate of Nigeria, SAN, has urged both the federal and state governments to allocate sufficient financial resources in their 2025 budget to enable judiciary to independently fund the construction of houses and purchase vehicles for the judges. Falana argued that these provisions are crucial to protecting judges from undue executive influence. In a statement titled "Financial Autonomy for the Judiciary Must be Actualized in 2025 Budget," Falana emphasized that financial autonomy is essential for preserving the independence of the judiciary, which he believes is currently compromised by executive control. He highlighted a glaring disparity in the treatment of judges compared to other government officials. For instance, when President Bola Tinubu took office, new SUVs were quietly distributed to members of the Federal Executive Council, that's FAC, and the National Assembly. In contrast, judges who received replacement vehicles after a decade of service were subjected to public ceremonies where state governors handed over keys an event Falana described as humiliating. Now, this issue, he added, reached a new low when the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Nyesom Wike, publicly assembled senior judges for the launch of a project to build 40 housing units for judges. Wike reviewed plans to allocate 20 houses to FCT High Court judges, 10 to Federal High Court judges, and 10 to Court of Appeal judges. Now, Falana criticized the gesture as diminishing judicial independence by making judges dependent on the executive. Falana also condemned the attempt by some legal professionals to justify the executive involvement in providing housing and vehicles for judges. He reminded critics that the Nigerian Constitution guarantees financial autonomy for the judiciary. He cited legal precedents, including rulings by the Federal High Court and the National Judicial Council, which support the constitutional mandate for judicial independence. Now, referring to specific provisions in the Nigerian Constitution, Falana pointed out that the Section 81, subsection 3, guarantees direct payment from the Consolidated Revenue Fund to the National Judicial Council, which is responsible for disbursing funds to heads of courts at both the federal and state levels. While acknowledging that the federal judiciary is better funded, Falana noted that full financial autonomy remains an unresolved issue, especially at the state level. The call for financial autonomy has been ongoing for years. Former President Muhammadu Buhari issued Executive Order Number 10 of 2020 to address the issue, but state governors successfully challenged its validity in the Supreme Court. Following that, an amendment to Section 12, Section 121, subsection 3 of the Constitution mandated that the state government pay judiciary directly, but implementation has been inconsistent, he explained. Falana urged both the National Judicial Council and the National Bar Association, NBA, to advocate for the full implementation of judicial financial autonomy in the 2025 budget in strict compliance and constitutional provisions. He stressed the importance of ensuring that judiciary at both the federal and state levels have the financial capacity to independently provide for the welfare of judges, safeguarding their autonomy from executive influence. Concluding, Falana called on NBA to be ready to challenge any violations of the Constitution concerning judicial financial autonomy. Nigerians are reacting, but then again, the question now is, if they successfully make judiciary to be financially independent and they enjoy financial autonomy, then we can be looking at true justice. We can be looking at true verdicts, and we can be looking at a very vibrant judiciary where truly the judiciary will be the last hope of the common man. But other than that, we could be seeing what is playing out now, where it's glaring to the eyes, but yet no one dares to speak because of quite a lot of things that is beneath our constitution, which can be used if you decide to go against it. But then, if you don't say, you're still in trouble because the situation is getting bad. That's going to wrap it up. Let's meet in our comment section.